Hello everyone, welcome to the Steel Donut Collective. This is Blake, and I'm here with Yella,
Good day.
Connor,
Hello there.
and Matt.
Hey, it's Matt.
It is, and we're coming back to Angst much. This is Chapter 9, Revelations. Last chapter, Drax did some sick gaslighting on Pinkie Pie.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Just being, just a verbally and psychologically, emotionally abusive, horse. Just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we've all been there.
As
been
you
there.
do.
But yeah, this is Chapter 9, Revelations, and oh boy,
This is one of the more insane chapters.
Yeah, one last preface. Last chapter I said that if you thought that was depressing, you haven't seen anything until it comes to this chapter. I also said that this chapter...
Why are you telling me this?
That this chapter is so over the top, it might actually swing into dark humor. So you'll know exactly... we'll tell you when we get there, and it's a ride. So let's just get going. Let's see. So Chapter 9, Revelations. Something woke Drax from his sleep. Not sure what, he groggily blinked, taking in the room around him. Looking down, he saw a mass of cotton candy curls on his chest. His pink chest hair? Somehow he had reverted to human form, but couldn't remember how or why.
Candy curls on his chest.
Yeah. Pinkie's hair returned to its usual curly mess, and she was cuddled up, sleeping on his chest, snoring softly. With a grin, he took a deep breath, taking in her scent of sugar, salt, and faint mare musk.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No more of that.
Can't be kind of sweet without being gross at the same time. Pinkie may be the party pony, but Pinkamena was one hell of a freak in the sack.
Hell of a good dip.
Yeah.
Perfect for your table.
Wow, we just started. My stomach's already upset.
At least he skipped the scene.
At least,
True.
thank God.
True.
Oh, man.
Because I'll tell you right now, you would have had to find a fill-in member of the Steel Donut to record that sex scene.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't gonna be there.
Don't forget, Angst's side story is that sex scene.
God, no! Stop
Start
reminding me,
preparing
Blake!
now, Matt.
He thought to himself.
Yeah. Gotta love when repressed girls cut loose.
Oh.
She wasn't even really that repressed until you depressed her.
No, well, that's the thing. She wasn't repressed at all. He convinced her that she was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wasn't repressed in the slightest till you convinced her she was, fucking asshole.
He rubbed his wrist, a little red where the hoof cuffs had been earlier.
Oh.
Grief cuffs.
So much I want to know about, but so much I don't want to read about. Oh yeah! Super freak, she's super freaky.
Oh no.
Oh, you.
All information I did not need.
It's funny. It's funny because Drax is actually the polar opposite of Rick James. Couldn't be more different. One of them is like a super cool sex god, and one of them is Drax.
Oh, I was gonna ask which one is which.
Gingerly, he tried to extract himself from the pink mass, only to have her cuddle tighter, muttering half a...
She's just a mass
She
of
turned into a
flesh.
ditto.
Collage.
She's just a blob.
Don't go yet, Draxy Waxy. It's too early.
Wow.
Wow.
I now depend on you emotionally. I'm no longer self-sufficient, just like you wanted me to be. Grinning like an idiot how cute she was, he considered that there were much worse places to be. None of them were important. Nice run-on sentence.
What is
Yeah,
it?
there's
What
a
is
missing word or two in there.
what's trying to be conveyed with that sentence?
I think
None of
he's
the
missing
worst
the word
places
though.
that he could be at were important places.
No, he considered that there were much worse places to be, though none of them were important. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's just awful.
Yeah, usually you'd say like other places to be, though none of them were important. I wouldn't want to go put myself in a much worse place.
Man, there's
Despite,
much worse
despite
places I
of the
could be here.
importance.
And then Yella.
Oh,
Yella,
boy.
Celestia. Let's go.
Okay. Great. First thing she does is shout in anger. That's good. Human!
That sounds
The
about
sound made him come fully awake, as Pinkie's head shut up, and her blue eyes went wide in surprise. Somebody was outside, and they didn't sound happy.
Somewhat of a bad choice of words if you've just described the fact that
Authors,
kinky
stop
sex has
writing
happened.
people coming awake. Let's just stop writing that.
Yeah.
I
mean,
read
that's
that all over the place, and no matter how many times I read it, it sounds bad. Just stop writing that people come awake.
I mean, it's the proper way to phrase that. Like, someone came awake, they come awake. But it does sound a little odd. It's one of those things where it's correct, but it seems like it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's always awaken.
Yeah, made him awaken. Just use awaken. It doesn't sound
Woke up.
weird as fuck.
Wake up fully, yeah.
Or wake up.
They woke up.
Anything but come awake, please.
Oh shit!
He cried.
I was afraid this was gonna happen.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Oh, this
but I
is
did
me.
nothing to prevent it.
Yeah.
I literally just put off time and, time while
I literally
all the
just
other
fucked
ponies just
4
fawned over
ponies
me.
instead of dealing
Yeah.
with this. What? Who?
Yeah.
What's going on, Draxy?
The startled mare stammered as they both scrambled out of the bed and Drax dove for his kilt. Oh my god.
Yeah, I gotta get that kilt on, damn it!
You and your frickin' kilt.
It's a really funny joke. It's so wacky and random.
Come out, you vermin! I know you are here somewhere.
You know, Drax with his kilt, he should really be in, like, Brave or something.
Yeah.
That's a reference to our other video with that guy who's
Yeah,
just
if
like
only
Drax.
there was a story where some other smarmy asshole got sucked into the world of Brave.
If only we had someone from the Nerd Rage Network to
Nerd
record
Rage
it
Network
with.
guested on that video as well.
If only it was called... What was that even called? That story had an awful title.
I'm just a regular guy, Scotland and witches and bears, oh my.
Awful. Okay. The voice cried out, seemingly magic in hands to make the walls shake. The voice, never heard in anger before, was still unmistakable.
Alright. I'll assume. It's Princess Celestia.
Sighing as he fought with the clasp on his only piece of clothing.
She must have gotten the letter about me, and I am guessing she's heard of humans before, and not favorably.
No, she's just heard of Drax before.
Somehow she's heard of humans before?
No, I said, she's just heard of Drax before and not
Oh,
favorably.
she got a prophecy as well that basically just said a guy named Drax will show up and it'll
fuck
be
all
mad.
your ponies, and he'll fuck
Yeah.
all your ponies.
And psychologically abuse them,
But you're a nice human.
cried Pinky.
She just has to like you. You aren't like the other meanie weenie pants humans.
Yes.
Wow.
The weenie pants.
To borrow a phrase from the British, this whole story is pants.
Fucking
Dude,
You aren't like
pants.
those other humans with those skinny jeans.
Yeah, you have the weenie pants.
Yeah, you wear kilts.
Yeah, you wear kilts.
You don't even
wear the
wear
weenie
pants. You don't even wear pants.
You haven't met any other humans. We don't have a very good reputation in the animal kingdom. Top of the food chain means we step on everything below us. I may be different, but I'm still human, and that's what people see first.
Oh my.
Yes, Drax, so
Okay.
humble. He's better
else
than
would they
all
see?
other human beings.
All other human beings are garbage.
As they rushed downstairs to the exit, Drax motioned Pinky to stay inside the shop.
I mean, I don't think Pinky's the one in danger.
She might get caught in the crossfire. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
I would blame you, Drax, not Celestia.
Celestia's just gonna fire at him on
Celestia's
the
here with a
spot.
pony army and all their hoof
Yeah,
cuffs.
she's here with a pony AK-47.
I mean, to be
she's
fair,
here with the,
in
she's
most
here with
situations
the
that-
pony home defense, or what are they
To be
called?
fair, in most situations where there's a potentiality for someone to be at fault and Drax is involved, I would assume he was the one at fault.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, he
I
walks
thought you
into
were
the
gonna
court
say-
and the judge is just like the judge is getting ready, you know, everyone's like, okay, we're going to have to decide this case for whatever. Drax comes in as the defendant, and the judge just like, jury, what's your decision? They're all like, guilty, closed.
And then, like, I don't know, someone runs in and is like, Drax, no! And the jury's like, they're guilty by association.
Send everyone to jail.
We all need to go to jail, too.
Just for being in the room with him.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I don't know what's gonna happen, but it'll be safer if you stay inside. I may have to defend myself.
I may have to kill Celestia.
Yeah, that's what it sounds
I
like.
may have to kill God.
I may have to defend myself, which will result in Ragnarok.
Awaken. Be careful, Draxy.
The frightened pony whimpered.
I really like you, and I don't want you hurt.
Because if you hurt, I will have no meaning anymore.
I will have no existence anymore.
You're the meaning in my life. You're the
I am.
inspiration.
I'm just Ray from Evangelion. Don't mind me.
Yep.
With a grin, the human braced himself, took on his cheesiest heroic pose,
Oh.
and strutted out into the dawning sunlight to face the angry sun goddess. Imagine this guy strutting in a kilt.
Yeah.
She was
gun
not.
swinging freely in the wind.
She was not amused.
Well, big surprise there.
Are you gonna take this seriously? Like,
Apparently not. Apparently he's gonna
she's
take
God, dude.
Apparently he's gonna take a confrontation with the goddess as a big joke.
Yeah, but don't forget he did a teleport that was
You're
better
only
than a
a
teleport
goddess.
she can do.
I can do
Yeah.
shit that you
Oh my god,
can't.
that's why it's taken so long for her to confront him, because she can't teleport like he can. She had to fly all the way down here.
She had to walk her way.
Oh
It's
my
like
God.
it's like a day's walk, a couple days walk. She got the letter like instantly, and she started like huffing it over here, and it's taken this long.
And
Well,
yeah,
I mean, she got a letter that just read "Dear Princess Celestia" and
Yeah.
nothing else. So
so she assumed that
She was
Twilight
like,
then Twilight like smeared blood on the rest, like she couldn't finish writing it.
yeah,
and Celestia's just like, oh my god,
That must be Drax.
a human must have arrived in my world.
yeah. I'll be there in like a few days.
So
She
yeah,
actually knew. She knew as soon as Drax showed up, but has been traveling since then.
She
I'm never-
She never even got the letter like from Twilight. Like she's been on the road this whole time.
Yeah, like I said, I'm never letting that teleportation plot hole go. You teleported to a place that you never saw with a terrible description, and then you didn't teleport back, and you don't teleport anymore.
Hey, I'm just making the rules up on the spot, you know?
Ugh.
I don't want to learn any of your magic systems in case I get bound by them.
Like, that makes any sense.
Alright.
Human?
Her voice was dripping with scorn and barely suppressed rage. Oh, I can relate. The first relatable character.
Yeah. I feel that rage as well.
Replace human with Drax, and then relate.
You come to defile my lands? Your
Yeah.
kind are not welcomed here. What do you
Filed
think you are?
some things, that's for sure.
What do you think you are doing in my realm, bringing your cancerous taint to my innocent subjects?
Wait, his taint!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking taint.
Bring your cancerous taint and 2 balls.
Your
Taint
evil...
to the grundle, the fleshy fun bridge.
Exactly, that's what to say. Your evil... Your evil grundle.
Your evil fleshy fun bridge.
I get what you were getting at, Drax, but that's not the right word. Or it's
Yeah, I
not
would,
a
like-
good. That's not the best word.
Yeah,
not the
like
word you
it works. Like it works, but I think you would have been better off with cast, a cancerous cast.
Or
a cancerous
Yeah,
cock.
Your
Yeah.
cancerous cock to my
Because no one
innocent
really thinks of the
subject.
taint as being that cancerous, but I mean, you gotta watch out for that, testicular
Yeah.
cancer.
Yeah, Twilight was going right for the taint, I guess.
Oh, she would go right for the taint.
Once he hit the volume of her still
Oh, I'm
magnified
wincing
voice,
too. Ooh.
the human rolled his eyes, replying,
all right, let's play a game during this scene for what should Drax say? Mm-hmm. You know, you're confronted with the god of this realm. She's pretty pissed.
I would say
What
something
should
like,
Drax
"I
say?
am sorry. I don't mean any harm." Like, try
would
to.
you
Roll your eyes when
Well,
you do that.
"I would,
Well,
I
let's
would."
see what he really says. Well, apparently I'm being passed around like a bottle at a party.
Princess blinked
What?
for the first time in her life. She
No, sorry. What?
Yeah, you had to do the line.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry. That just.
Sorry, he still hasn't done the line.
Sorry. Let me get to that. What?
As the unexpected response startled her into dropping her amplification spell.
I guess that's one way to do it.
Yeah, just confuse her. Just confuse the goddess. Good job.
Right. Sorry, it was a really bad joke.
They should put
I'm
that
just
on Drax's tombstone.
I'm just
Sorry, it was a
visiting.
really bad joke.
I'm just visiting. No harm, just making friends.
Friends.
With benefits.
Friends.
Yeah.
A joke?
Scorn still heavy in her words. Merited.
Yeah.
Very much, very much.
Every line Drax says we should play the what should he say game, but I don't want to take too much time.
I mean, we're gonna be wrong anyway.
Yeah, so just viewers, just think, what should he do?
Like, pause the video before we read the line, and then say what you think he should say.
Yeah, play the
Hit
Jeopardy
play.
tune.
All right.
You think to mock me? I am the ruler of all Equestria. The sun raises at my command. I created everything you see, and I will not allow scum like you to mock me in my realm.
Completely justified.
Very much,
So you created the entire world and you can't teleport? Shut up.
Shut up, Blake, please. We need to get on.
Wait, what?
Oh, no. Oh, God, fuck.
Wow, 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 wow.
Crossing his arms, he gave her another sloppy grin.
Oh.
Sorry, lady, but I mock everybody.
Fuck you.
I even mock myself.
Fuck
Got
you
him.
twice.
Especially myself.
Go die in a hole.
If you can't laugh at yourself, then you will die alone and miserable.
Just remember, guys, pointing out your mistakes instead of correcting them means you don't have to correct them.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's
It's
how
gotten
life
to
You
this
works,
laugh
far.
at
right?
yourself, it's okay. You don't need to fix any of your problems.
Yeah. Funny you should say that.
Kill him!
Kill him.
Just
Kill him.
strike him down
Go
with
for
a
the kill.
beam
Smite
of
him.
sunlight. Smite
Smote
him.
Light
him.
him on the spot.
Smote him with the full puissance of a deity.
Just make a tiny sun and throw it at him. You're a sun goddess.
Also, I used the past tense. It should have been smite him with the full puissance of a deity.
Yeah.
Anyway, her anger tipped just a little too far. Oh, she went too far.
She went too far.
this point.
Far.
The anger went too far. No.
Went too far. The white mare prepared a devastating spell. Her wings spread as her horn flashed a blinding white, then cycled through the spectrum of the rainbow. Rearing back, the light throbbed wildly, and bolts of power crackled around her alabaster coat. With a lout, not loud, lout, crack.
With a lout.
You.
What?
I don't want to think about any louts crack. She slammed both hooves down on the cobblestones, and pure power lanced out from her horn toward the human.
Nice.
Ding.
To his benefit, he never even flinched. He didn't even lose his idiot grin as the power slammed into him
Fuck
and
you,
did
Drax.
nothing.
Wow.
Sure. Why not?
Oh my god.
Just standing there.
He's God.
For-
oh my God,
public.
he's God.
For the love of Celestia. Sorry, I had to. Sorry.
Joaquin, where are you when we need you? Smite
Joaquin,
him down.
We need Joaquin's power here.
Praise be.
Praise be.
What?
Is
What?
that your reaction or the line?
Both.
The mare
Alright.
cried as she saw this. Oh, I'm crying. I'm crying
Oh,
too.
I'm crying tears,
Tears.
of sadness, really. That's not possible. Who? What are you?
Ding.
You know what? I will give Drax just the slightest bit of credit here. I've seen a lot of ellipses, and not a single, not one, not three yet.
I know. This
So
is
far,
True. So
kind
far.
of weird.
So,
quite a few all.
congratulations, you fixed one of the most minor problems in your story. Now fix the bigger problems, like the plot and the characters
Like the
Yeah.
and
every.
the dialogue and and everything.
Just everything else, basically.
With a heavy sigh, he lost his joking demeanor and threw up his arms. Oh, not that kind of throw up.
Really? I don't know.
Fuck you.
Damn.
What?
She replied, flabbergasted at the turn of events.
Yeah. I mean, what the fuck does he mean? Really? I don't know.
Apparently, he doesn't know what
She
he
said,
is.
"Who?
Really?
What are you?"
Connor, to reply to your question, I mean, really? I don't know.
Yeah. Really? I don't know.
Really, I don't know.
Ah.
I don't even know.
I am being serious. I really don't know. I know what I currently look like. I know what I can become.
Oh.
I know what I was born as.
Fucking
and have
deep.
spent this lifetime as.
Fucking
Yeah,
But
it has been a long lifetime, hasn't it?
But as for what I really am, I just don't know anymore.
Identity crisis.
Hey, Yella.
Yeah.
Hey, Yella.
What is this? Just What?
It's like Kookie's okay.
This is how gods talk. What? I'm God. What?
I mean, you have to consider she is a god. Like she probably has a vast well of knowledge all in her head, and she doesn't get what the fuck is going on.
Normally, when she fires giant,
Fuck off lasers.
Fuck off, go away instead of just standing there.
They just cease to exist when she fires a beam with probably the power of the sun.
This is why God lives in heaven.
Yeah,
He doesn't want to
For
deal
fear
with
of what he
shit.
has
created.
Yeah,
She
she thought that
Celestia made the mistake of hanging out here in her realm. She should have fucked off.
to make a
Exactly.
to make a
She wouldn't
salty
have
bet
to deal
joke.
with this bullshit.
To make a salty bet joke, she thought she was Salvation Orochi,
Yeah.
but she was not.
Oh.
Yeah, rolling his eyes, tempted to quote a movie line. Oh my god!
Don't.
He squashed
What?
the idea. The first noble thing Drax has ever done in his life.
Yeah.
Not made it a painful movie quote, and tried again.
He was about to say, I felt like Marty McFly in Time Cop.
Yeah.
Can we even chalk this up to a bullshit power? I mean, he just stood there. Like, I guess ironclad defense is now one of his powers.
Dude.
Just think about this. Even Ark took a heavy damage once. Alright.
I mean, Stabs got hit a few
movie
times in his fight too. I mean,
Yeah, he got knocked out. So, I am currently human. I was born a human 36 years ago.
yeah, you were.
But in that time, I have seen and done too many things.
Yep.
Many of them not normal for humans. I've drinking amounts of alcohol that should have killed me.
Every night.
Yeah.
I won a game
What
of
do you-
Why
challenge
hasn't it worked
pissing
yet?
that they said
What do you
no one
mean
could
by
win.
that? What have you done? Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, the only thing I can gather that he sort of did was, his ability to communicate with plants.
And yes,
Or the thing where he can feel like electric.
I like how
yeah,
even
I
in,
guess so.
even in the story he's got a.
Where for some reason he has this air about him that apparently attracts children.
I like how even in the story he can't resist reminding you that he's old enough to be your dad.
yeah. Seriously, I don't know what he means by that. I have memories and feelings that are definitely not human.
No, you
I
don't.
I believe once I was something else. What? This is all new to us.
No, he's just being a new age. He's just being new age again. Like I was reborn from like the spirit ether.
You're being confusing.
You're being
dumb.
like
This isn't
you're
needed.
being a special
You're-
snowflake, and
You're
you're
being
not.
complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're being special stuff.
He's being the ultimate special.
He's
snowflake.
being the ultimate special snowflake.
I have the soul of an old god.
No, Drex, really, you're not
Yeah.
that special. Like,
in a
I
time before
am-
this
you
man was a
haven't felt
king.
things that humans haven't felt, dude.
I-
We've all been there. You know,
I am Druid.
you need to
Jesus.
stop acting like you're something special and get help. You know, instead of being like I've felt emotions no one feels. Like, no, you haven't. All right, stop acting like you have.
Well, to be fair, most of us haven't drinking that much tequila at once. Maybe
guess
you do get
that's true,
access
but,
to
like-
some other feelings.
like-
Yeah.
This
if
is
you
just
mean things you felt as a human that you don't think other humans feel or do. Other humans do feel / do that. If you're
Yeah.
talking about how you were once a caterpillar or some shit, then fuck off. That doesn't matter.
the caterpillar.
Fuck you. That doesn't matter to the story.
yeah.
Oh my god.
And
This is just such bullshit.
that's Drax.
Yep. So what am I really? I just don't know.
I try to be clear about this.
I
I tried.
so
Yeah, he
am
tried again, and he
not
made it as
though.
unclear as possible.
He tried.
Here's what you're doing. You're
know what?
moving the fucking goalposts, dude. Like,
know-
Celestia's talking about, I hate humans, and I'm gonna give a reason eventually, and you're like, yeah, well, I was once a caterpillar, so...
Fuck you.
I mean,
Yeah,
fuck
fuck
off.
I'm
you.
not. I'm not a real human. Like,
Yeah. See,
Also,
I don't have to bear the scorn of humankind because I'm really
What
not
about your
humankind.
problems? Think about my problems, okay?
I'm better than all the other humans,
I'm
but I'm
better
also
than all the
humble.
humans. I fucked a horse.
I won
Also,
that
can I
next
just say?
level
Can I just
sheesh.
say? I really wish he had instead quoted a dumb movie line.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wonder what movie line he would have quoted.
He would have said, I felt like Marty McFly in Time Cop. That's what he said.
He would have said, like, hey, man, that's just, like, your opinion, man. And we'd be like, nice movie quote, I guess.
We'd be like,
Well, I mean, it is a good movie quote. You could put it in anywhere, you know? All right.
You are still only a human.
I
well,
agree.
that's where I gotta disagree with you.
Actually, no, I don't
Celestia.
agree. Don't lump me in with Drax.
Dude, Celestia, now you're just being rude to all other human beings.
Drax is his own species.
The scorn.
That's why he's felt things that definitely aren't human. He's his own species.
Well,
The scorn back in her voice. Hatred building again like a smoldering fire sprung back to life.
you humans are all alike. Everything you touch withers. You eat and destroy. You poison the lands you live on. And
Wait,
if
did she say
destroying
eat?
the land wasn't enough, you turn on
National
each other
parks
like rabid dogs.
Don't exist. There are no parks on the world. There are no farms in the world. There are no national parks. There are no forests. There's no land on the world.
You guys missed the fact that she lumped eating in there with destroying
Yeah, you
and poisoning
eat.
the land.
And
You
Yeah, we-
eat. How dare you eat? I
How
never
dare
eat.
you- I never eat. I'm a goddess.
Well, Celestia, that's where you're wrong, because I photosynthesize. And that's
why
where she's
I
like,
can-
oh my god!
I am
that's
keeping
why-
him alive with my sun. I need to extinguish it.
That's why I can communicate with plants.
Yeah. And that's like, oh, okay, we're cool now. Hey, you
No.
want to visit the royal castle and
Hey,
spend
man,
about
hey, man,
3 more hours of story just dicking around?
Hey, I heard that you
Not
did a
saying
huge
that's gonna
teleport
happen,
earlier. Could you teleport us there?
Could you teach me how to do that? Yeah.
There is no virtue in your kind. You are like a plague of vermin, breeding and swarming over the land, and I will not allow your kind to corrupt my realm.
There's one guy.
Yeah, just the one guy.
Yeah.
Like, what? How
one-
is he gonna?
well, the
how is
one
he gonna
guy
do
who-
anything?
Well,
How's he gonna
considering-
breed and swarm all over the land by himself?
Well, you see, he can change into
I mean,
a horse.
he can barely breed with other people around.
I mean, he can. We don't know what he can do, and that's the scary thing. He can just do whatever he wants.
That's
What is
true.
he
I
gonna
mean,
do?
he
Just like start pooping out babies?
I mean, sure, why not? I mean, well, he's a
I mean,
plant. He just needs to
Give him
plant some-
another half a day, and he'll invent some spell. to do
Well,
it.
if he's a plant, can we like dig a hole and bury him in the ground? See if he grows.
We don't
No, 'cause
want
then
him to
he'll just,
grow,
like-
though.
He'll just like fly out the other side of the earth, or I guess Equestria. Well, I do have to agree with you there.
Drax replied, quietly at first, but growing more stern as his own anger began to mount. He was growing weary of this. Oh, trust me, I am too.
I am so weary right now of everything.
I hate humans as much as you do.
Fuck
In
you.
fact, I am sure I hate them more.
Fuck you again.
I have lived this life surrounded by them.
Fuck
Well,
you.
Big
You don't know
whoop.
what it's like to hate what you are or live a life persecuted for being different.
Fuck you.
Neither do you, dude. Neither do you.
Neither do
Yeah.
you.
You are a white dude.
You're a cis white
Like,
male.
you're a white dude. You don't
Yeah.
know what it's like.
To be fair, he's part of a very rare and rather persecuted group. He's into bestiality. He's a zoophiliac.
Zoophilia.
Yeah, so, where is a zoophiliac's place in the world, I ask? Tortured, beaten, and ridiculed by your own kind because deep down they knew you just didn't belong.
Oh, fuck you, dude.
Oh, Lord.
Well,
Fuck you.
Well, apparently, Drax, you wrote this fic and started showing it to everyone you knew, and that's how you got the title. So, you know what? If I was your friend and you showed this to me, yeah, I'd probably ridicule you because it's horrible.
I would probably be like, wait, you hate me? Well, fuck
Do to
you. Fuck you, dude.
I'm sorry, you're just not different and unique like me.
Wait, you think you're super persecuted? Like, you think you're Nelson Mandela or some shit?
Hey, while you're here, do you have any, 151 you can spare?
Yeah.
But
he
no,
went
like,
with the
like,
title
really-
Angst. He went with the title Angst much because the other comment of "fuck you" wouldn't have been a story title.
The other person just, as soon as he was done reading, walked up to Drax and just like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and fuck
and
you.
your shitty story, dude.
Oh, by the way, fuck you.
Yeah, Angst much is only part of it. He was like, wow, Angst much?
Fuck
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Yeah.
His anger and resentment growing, he began to shout. He let it all out.
Yeah.
Drax is a thing I can
these
do
are
without.
Definitely the things I can do without.
Yeah, he began to shout, paying no heed to the ponies around the village that were now creeping out of their hiding places, where they had fled when they saw the goddess fly down in a rage. This was something no pony had ever seen, or even heard of in all the history
Fuck you!
of Equestria. Their gentle and loving ruler had come in blazing like the sun in her rage, but was now being berated by this strange creature that had emerged from the sweet shop. And he wasn't quite done yet, as the princess even took a step back, shocked at the outburst.
Fuck you!
Oh my god, it's like, this is like everything I hate about OCs in a nutshell.
Yeah.
You take this,
Oh my god, I'm reading the next paragraph and I hate it!
yeah, you take this literal goddess and you just put this schmuck in there and have the schmuck be like, hey, yo, goddess or whatever, look at how bad I have it and how angsty and shit. Fuck
And
you.
you think, well, to quote...
Boo-hoo, wah.
Here's Drax's outlook on life. You think you have it bad. You do, but I have it way worse.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I have it
such
so worse.
that's
It's so
such a
awesome how awful my life is.
That's such a poisonous and terrible way to
You
look
think
at
you
life.
got it bad? I have so much worse than you. You don't even have half as bad of a life as I have.
Drax, I'd give you $20 to go buy some balls, but I'm afraid you'd spend it all on alcohol.
Yeah. Alright. So here's Drax continuing and getting angry. Maybe Yell should take a step back as well.
Yeah, I mean, you can't hear because I'm still wearing my headphones, but the distance between me and my monitor has slowly been increasing.
I'm like on the opposite side of my room by now.
Alright. Yeah. Yes, princess! You don't know me!
Dang.
I have watched all my life as my kind raped and destroyed the very world that gave us life. My kind have brought war, famine, and disease to every corner of the globe in the name of greed and hatred. I've spent that life trying to be something better, only to be dragged down over and over by the society around me.
Oh, yeah,
I
it's
weep for the
society's
animals,
fault
I
Angst
cry
must
for the
exist.
planet, and I hate what I am!
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, 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 ding. Also, yes, it's all society's fault that Angst much exists.
That was
God damn it.
fantastic,
Can
Connor.
I
That was fantastic.
can I
Can we all agree that
Yeah.
Connor's delivery there was fantastic?
I mean,
That
Connor,
was like Oscars awards, right?
Connor, let me just say this: this story didn't deserve that amazing performance, but I'm glad you did it anyway.
Drax
Yeah, I'm not
voice,
even
but
joking.
whatever.
Like that was awesome, dude. That was like the
Yeah, like I said,
Way too
people deserve to get angst much, and by that, angst much deserves to have
best,
the intention
the
put into
best,
it.
the best, the best.
you know, like I don't want to
my
do
God.
stupid voices for everything.
Yeah.
Because I think people need to see just what Drax is trying to get at in this story
Oh yeah, I
Also-
totally.
and how
agree.
bad it is. Like I'm not in a joke making mood, and that's fine. I don't want to be in a joke making mood. I don't think by this point, we need to be making jokes. I think by this point, we deserve to be showing off angst much for what it is.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Absolute garbage.
We've gone from making jokes to just going, fuck
Also-
you at the end of every sentence.
Anyway, look, okay, so actually going into all of what he just spouted, I really hate it when people take like this sort of holier than thou thing where they are like, all human beings are terrible trash and I hate them and they should all just go die in a fire without, just being completely blind to all the good things that humanity has done and
no
continues to
self-awareness.
do.
Just
Yeah,
no
exactly.
self-awareness.
No
And,
intelligence.
the worst thing then is when they are like, and I am also that, and I hate myself. You're a misanthropist, and I'm sorry, but I really fucking hate misanthropists.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it's the worst.
it's the worst outlook you could have, and
It really is.
Do you think you get a free pass because you say you hate humans? Because in the first chapter, you stayed up all night drinking and watching pony videos. Like, that was by your own admission. You're not someone who, you didn't give us details about the good you do in the world. And I'm not bagging. I mean, we know about the author, separating author from character. Your character hasn't sounded like they've done much good in the world.
And also your character. I mean, let's not pretend here and be overly charitable. This character is not really a character. It's just Drax. This character talks and believes all the same things that Drax does in real life. Yeah. And it's just it's just a character. Oh yeah, it's just a character that talks just like you, sounds just like you, looks just like you, does all the same things you do, shares all the same beliefs. It's just you.
Has the same
stop using
name.
that as an excuse. Stop using this like sock puppet for your beliefs and then pretending like, oh no, it's just a character. Get angry at that.
Yeah.
Why don't you own up to your own stupid beliefs?
Why don't you own up to your own goddamn misanthropy?
And stop
really,
using the sock puppet excuse, because it's really pathetic.
Going back to what Connor was saying, though, the thing that really
and if you guys are offended,
if
you guys are offended by what I just said, then that's just Blake, the character in the video. Get angry at him.
Yeah. But here's what I'm saying. Going back to what Connor said, like, Drax is like so angry at the world and he hates I'm part of humankind, but as Connor pointed out, he's done nothing. He's not mentioned any good that he has done at all. All he's ever done throughout this entire story is complain that he's different, like stay up drinking all night, fuck everything he sees. Like, he hasn't done anything good. He can't take a holier than thou approach to this when he hasn't done anything holy. He hasn't done any good.
He's trying to be holier than thou, but he's showing less holiness, basically, than the average human being.
Than everyone else around here. He hasn't done a single lick of good, like, at all. And then he's gonna be like, humans are awful, and I'm one of them, and I hate being a human. No, Drax, you're awful. You're the one who's awful here. Not human beings. You're the one who's not doing anything good here. You can't lump everyone else and go, everyone is terrible just because you don't do anything good.
I guess Drax the character is like a little bit different because in the story he gets tons of sex. So that's
wow.
There's the one difference.
In short, that is just the problem with misanthropy.
Yeah, I mean, just give him a little
because
bit of time
that's just what this is.
I mean, just give him a little bit of time to grow up. He was only 36 when he wrote this.
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right, so moving on. The last part came out as a blast, mimicking the mayor's earlier amplification spell to broadcast across the buildings around him. Flushed with anger and self-loathing. Oh my God!
It's
Drax
okay.
panted.
It's okay. You're not the
glared
only
at the
one
White
that loves you,
Alicorn.
Drax.
Yeah.
He had lost all at the White Alicorn, who had lost all her righteous rage and was now staring down at her hooves.
Wow, you shouted down a god.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
I
love
you hate me, well I hate me more. Oh shit, I guess you're right.
And then I like how her next line, she's just stealing from little Dumbledore.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
She whispered, clearly heard in the silence following the outburst.
What?
It was his turn to look confused. Yeah, it was his turn to say what?
What?
Yeah. You know,
What's
you just
a
take
paladin?
turns. I mean, she took plenty of turns already. You are wrong. I do know. I know better than anyone what it's like to live that life.
Oh, was she a human too? Please let her be
Yes.
a human too.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Spoilers, Matt.
We're not gonna
Yes.
say anything. Yeah.
Oh,
Matt and
no.
Yella are gonna learn some shit this chapter.
Raising her
Oh,
head
no.
to stare him in the eye.
We all have secrets.
Oh no.
It's time I told some pony mine.
Oh no.
Looking around at the gathering villagers, all staring from windows and doorways.
But not here.
Well then where?
Now over his rage. Yeah, rage was kind of...
Scratch chin.
Yeah, rage was kind of an overrated game. It wasn't even that angry. I much prefer hatred. That's a game.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Now over his rage and curious where this was leading.
If you describe it.
Oh, I forgot he actually does teleport again here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Showing me up,
Wow.
Drax.
Yeah. Chekhov's.
Why didn't you do that
teleportation.
earlier?
Chekhov's teleport, yeah.
I know a place far away. Even my sister doesn't know about it, and only one such as myself can get there. It is in a far away mountaintop, an old crater. I built a small house there long ago, and I...
Wish I was up on a
I like how they were too far away. I like how she said far away twice. Like, what is this, a Dragon Force song?
I mean, it's just really far away.
So far away.
And with that, faraway mountaintop, old crater, small house. Got it!
He spouted with a smile and snapped his fingers. And then, italics. This does not need to be italicized.
The world went sideways.
Yes, man.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Drax.
Yes, Drax. The world went sideways.
What the hey?
Blinking from the sudden change of scenery, the mayor found herself in front of the house she was about to describe.
That's not possible. How did you...
I like how there's no ellipsis there. Her question is, how did you?
How did you? Honestly, how did you?
No trailing
How
off, just how
did
did you?
How did you?
Well, I have been doing the impossible Allet since I arrived here.
Fuck you.
I have some theories as to how. Maybe we can discuss them?
Yeah, maybe we can.
That one caught me off guard, I'll have to admit.
Nodding, the princess led the way inside.
Yeah.
Using her magic, she unlocked and opened the door, and then motioned him inside.
Ladies first!
This is back to, like, cheesy Drax. He replied, beaming his
mean
most
cringy
winning
Drax.
smile.
Oh, wait, no, he's
Yeah, we
always
got
been
angry and serious for a second, but then we have to get back to the
Yeah,
patty.
now we can make jokes again, everybody. We don't just have to talk
Yeah.
about how awful Drax is. We can joke about how awful Drax is.
Yeah, that's much better, honestly, for our mental health. Such a charmer, and a gentle colt to boot.
She chuckled as she walked ahead of him.
Oh, shucks, ma'am. Twerk nothing.
That's
Oh,
not how you
what?
spell
No,
ma'am.
that is not how you spell ma'am at all. That's ma'am.
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 Mom.
Drax, if I ever
Mom?
meet you in my life, remind me to step on your small toes. With my heel. He drawled in his worst southern accent.
Oh, that was definitely the
And
worst,
then
yeah.
kick you
It
in
was
your
the worst.
small balls.
Wow. What's that from?
You're funny, not. I may not kill you after all.
No,
Oh,
do it. Do
no.
it. Do it. Do it.
No, please.
Murder him!
Try.
Murder him! Murder him!
This next part should probably convince you.
That's mighty kind of you, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Murder him! Murder him! Murder
laughed.
him!
Well, I
They both
wasn't
laughed
going to
at-
kill you. Then you said that. I've changed my mind.
Yeah, that would change my mind.
I mean, wasn't she trying to?
Yeah, she tried.
No, she was no.
she tried.
She was like, nah. What I told you was 100% of my power was actually only 50% of my
Yeah,
power.
that was actually a warning
It-
shot.
It's Frieza style. It's like Frieza. He's just
I-
is now a bad time to tell you I've only been using 1% of my power.
No. It's like, oh, actually, that earlier attack, that was just a light show. That was harmless.
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
shouldn't
even
be
do
surprised
anything.
that did nothing to you.
Yeah, that was all just me
I was
acting.
just-
I'm
I
just
was
trying
just
to say.
pretend-
I'm just trying.
I
to...
was just pretending to be surprised.
Hey, Drax, I'm actually just playing it up, if we could, get on your good side, and, we could,
They both laughed
I
at
could
the
literally
interplay.
fuck the
Hey,
god of this world.
Interplay is a great company. Don't laugh at them. I don't care. Like if they fell off a little bit, they were great back in the 16-bit era.
Dude,
They
I
both laughed at the interplay.
I loved Swap War.
I love the Lost Vikings. As they walked into the small cottage, I was thinking of the Lost Vikings again. As they walked into the small cottage, it was a quaint single-room affair with a small table and chairs, and what looked like a daybed in the corner. A fire sprang in the fireplace as they entered. Boing! And they made their way over to the table.
Yeah.
I don't have much here, but would you like a drink?
Oh yeah, you would. He's been waiting for that question this whole adventure.
Yeah.
She motioned to some cabinets, which opened as her horn glowed softly. Glasses floated out to them. I could just take the bottle. I'm really into glass. And a bottle made its way to the table.
I'll take
Also-
that one.
It is way.
Only sarsaparilla, but it's magically kept cold.
Damn. I was
I'm
hoping
the-
you were hiding something up in here.
I mean, I'm the sun goddess, but I also make things cold.
I could really go for a keg of Everclear right about now.
Yeah.
I need to make up for lost time.
Yeah. I was hoping you were hiding all the whiskey up here. You know. Sure, I could use a drink after all that yelling.
He grinned sheepishly and accepted the glass. Settling back and taking a drink, he sighed.
So, Princess, what is your story on why you hate humans so much?
Oh my god, I just
I'm
realized...
talking about them like I'm not one of them.
I just
which I'm
realized
not, trust me.
I've spent almost every single episode of Angst drinking some form of alcohol. Is this turning me into Drax? Is it rubbing off?
No.
No, it's not, because I only had like one beer.
Yeah.
And then I didn't drink anything else for the rest of the day, so I guess not. She didn't speak at first, only looking down at the golden grain of the golden grains of the wooden table in front of her. A tear formed and rolled down her cheek, and several minutes passed before she spoke. He's like,
Sad.
Awkward silence.
Awkward silence for minutes on end.
Yeah.
I must ask you to promise me something.
Even though I just met you, I'm going to tell you my life story.
Hey, I just met
And
you, and this is crazy.
I tried to kill you, but here's also my life story because you hate yourself.
Yeah. You hate yourself enough for me to be okay with you.
Enough for me to go from wanting to kill you to
Honestly,
making you my sole confidant.
This is like such a 180 turnaround.
Honestly, this original version of the song is not as good as the later parody, but, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She spoke slowly and softly, clearly having trouble bringing herself to speak of the matter.
I need you to promise that no matter what, you will never reveal to another soul what I tell you today. No pony in Equestria knows, not even my dear sister Luna. It must never be known that I was ever anything other than what I am today.
Oh.
I am giving you the keys to destroying my existence.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like, right?
Instead of my sister, fellow deity of the night, I'm going to trust the person who I was going to kill, like, literally 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, because he hates himself. That's why I will do this.
Yeah.
I will... This probably mentally unstable person...
Oh, definitely.
Who has clear...
Stable.
You'll about to see that he's in good company. I swear it. I have secrets of my own. Some I keep even from myself.
Fuck you.
I understand all too well that some things need to be kept.
Alright. Sure you do.
Which is why you're gonna spill it all to me.
Yeah. Spill the
I understand.
beans.
I understand that some things shouldn't be said. That's why I'm gonna listen very attentively while you say such things. Thank you.
She sighed and braced herself for the story.
So, in the previous videos, when Drax has given some great speeches, we've just kind of let the speech play out. We're going to do that here with Celestia's speech, but it is quite long. Yeah. So,
here we go. Okay. I was born a human, just like you. Like you, I was not normal either, although my differences were harder to hide. The doctors had some long, fancy name for it, but basically what it meant was I was trapped in my own body. My mind worked normally, I could think clearly, and I could see the world around me, but my body was not mine to command. Whenever I tried to do something, I just as often would flail wildly, as move my limbs under my command. I was told I was a pretty child, but every pony body thought I was an invalid. They looked at me strangely, some with pity, some with scorn, others with fear. They thought my mind was defective because I could not express what was going on in my head. I was called a retard, a moon baby, and other horrible names. But my mother loved me, more than anything in the world. My father, he acted ashamed. At first he avoided me, working most of the time, drinking and fighting with my mother the rest. My mother stayed home to care for me, and bought me things to play with. I would spend my days thinking of far-off places I saw on the television, and dream of a day I would have a new body and be able to play like other kids did. They were all cruel. Everyone but my mother. People teased me when she wasn't around. My father ignored me. I watched a lot of television, and it made me happy for a while. I would escape into the worlds beyond the screen and pretend I was one of the people in the shows. My favorite was My Little Pony, as I'm sure you may have guessed. I watched it over and over. My mother brought me the toys, and many times when my body refused to work, I would regain my calm by brushing their manes. I would often have seizures. It was a nightmare, as my body totally refused to obey me and all my limbs would flail. It scared me, it horrified my mother. Often I would black out and wake up in a hospital. They told my mother that one day I wouldn't wake up from the seizures. They thought I couldn't understand them, but I knew it meant I was dying. Sometimes I wanted to die. Then I got older. My father still drank and fought with my mother, but he didn't work as much. Something about hours at his job. He started staying around the house more. My mother had to get a job to help pay the bills, and my father was forced to watch me some of the time. That was when he started noticing me for the first time. He had always acted like I wasn't there. Now he looked at me. Alet. I didn't like the way he looked at me. It felt wrong, like on those Saturday morning cartoons when they warned you about bad people. He started touching me. Usually he was drunk, and he would hug me. His hands would do things. I tried to hide in my mind, thinking of the ponies. I would brush their hair for hours to try and forget what had happened. My mom didn't know. She only thought I was playing with my favorite toys. Then one day, she came home early. My father had been drinking Alet. He had undressed me and was taking off his cloths as my mother walked in. She started screaming. I started crying. She called him a freak, a monster. My mother hit him. He hit her back, and he kept on hitting her. Over and over she screamed as he hit her, until she stopped screaming. I was scared and crying, and I couldn't stop. My father yelled at Mai to stop, but I couldn't. My body was not my own. Then he hit me. I had another seizure. I don't know what happened next, but I must have blacked out. This time, I didn't wake up in a hospital. I woke up here. Right on this spot, in fact. It's why I come here from time to time. As horrible as my other life was, I know I can never forget it. At first I saw the sun and the flowers, the grass and the clouds. I saw everything but me. I had no body. I was just a glowing ball of light. I could see through myself like a flame. At first, I had thought I died. My family was not very religious, but my mom had tried taking me to church. She thought maybe if the doctors couldn't help me, maybe God could. But the priests only told her to pray and hope. I knew about heaven and hell from them, and maybe I had reached it. But I was alone. There were animals, birds and such, but no people. And where was my body? Wasn't I supposed to be an angel now, with wings? No, I didn't want to be an angel. I remembered the worlds I had seen on TV, and I remembered my favorite one. I wanted to be a pony. I concentrated hard and found I could make my own body. I worked for weeks trying to get it right. I didn't always look as perfect as I am now. Eventually I got it right. At the same time, I taught myself magic. I found I could do amazing things, and finally I had a body that I could control. It was amazing at first, soaring through the skies, running through the fields. I saw birds, trees, animals of all kinds, yet I was still alone. After months of solitude, the thrill of my new body and home grew cold. What good was this world if I had nobody to share it with? So I set in motion a plan. Again, I worked for years, practicing first on animals I found. Some I gave intelligence, some I gave new bodies as well as minds. The dragons were one such experiment, but proved to be too aggressive to befriend. Finally, I realized what I needed was another pony. Someone like myself. A sister. This was something I never had in my old life. I created Luna, making her a foal at first. She awoke with powers like mine, but no knowledge of a former life to haunt her. She knew only me and our world, and for a very long time, we were happy. We made a game of creating magic. We reordered the way the world works, so that the sun and moon were controlled by our wills, and the very earth changed around us. We worked on projects making other magical creatures. Eventually, we decided we needed more friends. I knew that to give our full power to too many would cause trouble, so we made the lesser ponies. First is the regular earth ponies that I remembered from the show. Then later we made the unicorns and the pegasi. We gave some of them magic. The unicorns could perform lesser magics with their horn. The pegasi could walk on clouds and move as fantastic speeds. The earth ponies were given a different magic, being stronger. They could run faster and lift great weights. Over thousands of years, they spread to every corner of the land, which we named Equestria. It was a perfect world, built by ponies for ponies, and never would the evil of my old world contaminate the new. Crikey.
Hey, everyone else, come on.
This is just... No, I'm not applauding to this. Fuck you.
Oh, I'm just applauding your performance. Like, you read that perfectly.
Oh, thank you.
I'm
Even with all the, like, including all the misspellings and stuff about missing.
Everything. Like, that was so... That, like, that performance made me just... It made me feel a little...
Once again, we're all giving performances. Well, probably with the exception of me because I'm the narrator, so I don't have to do anything exciting. But, like, you guys are just giving performances that this story doesn't deserve.
Yeah, seriously.
So let's go over the small things first. We'll ramp up to the bigger ones.
Well, there were a few not ones, not threes.
Yeah, like the third line has 3 of them right in a row.
Yeah.
Every pony, not one, not three, not one, not three, not one, not three, body. He does not know how to format a dialogue that spans multiple paragraphs. You don't put an end quote.
Yeah, that's the thing. If it has multiple paragraphs, you don't put an end quote at the end of the paragraph, and the next paragraph you just start with an opening quote, and you only use an end quote at the very end.
Yeah, so it's open quote, and the next paragraph I have an open quote to show that it's still dialogue, and when the person's done speaking, an end quote at the very end.
Yeah, it's to showcase that it's the same person continually speaking.
And even though she is speaking in a very long monologue, you don't need to italicize it, really. If you use proper formatting of quotes, then you wouldn't have to do that at all. It would be perfectly communicated. So that's the technical things, as well as weird misspellings like, move as fantastic speeds.
Yeah.
And minds to the me. And then can we talk about just
the content?
That backstory. So I said, he tried to outdo himself with his abuse of Pinkie Pie. If you thought that was awful, he's like, what can I write that would make it? It's like the whole Oscar Gold sort of joke, or someone makes a movie about a topic that is very heartwarming, or it's based on true story, so you feel guilty for criticizing it, that sort of thing. I feel like that's what he was going for here. He's like, people are making fun of my story. Well, what if I made Celestia's backstory that she was,
that she had some sort of illness or whatever, and she was abused by her dad.
She was sexually abused and beaten, and her father was an alcoholic, and just trying way too hard. This is ridiculous.
This is just it borders on I don't want to say parody. It borders on really dark comedy with just how over the top bad this has to be.
Yeah, it's like a bad. Yeah, it's like on something like Metalocalypse. There's that one episode where there's that kid with a terminal disease who wants to meet Toki, but he's trying to be a real tough guy, so he doesn't want to be seen with kids anymore. And by the time he finally decides that he's going to, do the whole Make-A-Wish thing and meet with this kid, she's dead.
Yeah.
It's really messed up. But it's dark comedy, and this, I don't know if you'd even crossed that line. I said at first it did because I haven't actually read this in a while, but I mean, it's just pathetic melodrama and trying way too hard. Once again, this did not need to be Celestia's story, and I'm most offended because it's not even an unrealistic situation. Someone taking advantage of
exactly. This is very much
So
except
it's
for of course the whole waking up in the your own world part. All of this could feasibly and probably has at some point in history to a lot of people happened.
Yeah, and it's melodramatic because he's dropping in the middle of his story as a plot point.
It has no place.
And it's very offensive to me because he's suggesting that this backstory, which is, again, somewhat realistic and horrible. I don't know why I said someone, which is realistic, and it's just, a horrible thing that could happen. This is why she sympathizes with him?
Yeah,
Drax,
exactly.
Did you have a condition that limited your physical movement? Were you, molested and beaten to death? No.
Like
You weren't.
exactly.
Yeah,
this
I
is
mean-
this part, her history, her backstory here is what makes her pause when he says, "I hate humans and I hate myself."
Now, Drex, maybe something this horrible really has happened to you, but I mean, you never told us. As far as we know from your character in the story, people made fun of him for having superpowers.
Yeah.
That's comparable to this.
Perceived supernatural abilities.
I've been kind of staying out of this because, kind of like you said, that whole Oscar thing, I don't want to say something that could be misconstrued as making fun of something that, shouldn't be made fun of. But yeah, since we're talking about Drax now, yeah, you've lived an average life, maybe a little below average, and you've just decided that you don't like humanity or yourself. You have depression. Okay, a lot of people do. And that's not enough. That's not enough to... Well, I mean, if Celestia was seriously, hated humans so much because of her past life, I don't think that should be... And I know the answer is that, since this is you and your story, you're basically the true god, and everyone's just going to bend to your will. But
I mean,
you still have to fight back.
She is much more justified for misanthropy than you are.
Yeah. If she, I understand, I very much understand why she was, the first thing she did when she learned there was a human was be like, I'm gonna destroy this blight from my realm.
Because humans
I
never
get
did...
this. I understand this. I understand her anger and her hatred. Yours, though, is just plain old misguided misanthropy. Fuck you.
Exactly. The Pale Mare finished her story and sighed.
All right, we're still reading this entire story. Fuck.
She seemed to deflate, as if all the energy flowed out of the... Yeah, it's like you dropped the mic, Yella, and I'm just going to come in and pick it up.
Pick it up and continue with the story, and I'm just like, fuck, that's right.
Yeah.
She seemed to deflate, as if all the energy flowed out of her with the words as she spoke them.
Why did she speak them? We didn't need this.
Yes, why did you tell Drax all of this bullshit?
We didn't need any of this.
Tears were flowing freely down her dainty muzzle, and her
What
drink
brought
was long
this
forgotten.
on?
And then Drax's response to hearing such a sad story.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty fucked up.
You're pretty fucked up.
Yeah, everything I said earlier, I feel bad for even, mentioning this could potentially be comedic. There was nothing funny about that at all. It's just sad. It's just depressing.
it's sad.
And Drax...
It's sad that it had to be in here.
It's sad that something like that could happen, and it's sad that Drax thinks that that's equal to his life. Was all the human could think to say. Blinking away tears, the alicorn looked up with a wry smile.
Now you understand. I know you better than you think. And I know the horrible side of humans.
You were my father.
I have watched them with spells and seen the horrors they bring on themselves. I could never stand to see that brought here. Which is why I will destroy you here and now.
I mean, let's say. Rolling his eyes, he replied,
Yay. Well, you should have told your little teacher's pet that before she summoned me.
Wow!
She was probably trying to use one of the spells you use to see the human world, except instead of a window, she got a door
Fuck
and
you!
pulled my ass through
You
it.
fucking dickbag!
Like this.
You know, I can relate a lot to your story, Celestia. I mean, your father was an alcoholic. I'm an alcoholic. He was kind of a pedophile. I'm kind of a pedophile.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you sass right in your most open
good.
moment.
This is
That's
the
such
way.
a dick thing to say
It's-
after hearing this.
Also consider this is getting awfully close to victim blaming.
Yeah.
It is.
He's just straight up victim blaming.
He's straight up being like, well, maybe if you didn't want any humans here, you shouldn't have had your little teacher's pet be such a good student, I guess.
Yeah. What a jerk. Our protagonist and hero, ladies and gentlemen.
No, he is not mine. Never will
Hashtag
be.
not my protagonist.
Hashtag not my
not my-
protagonist. Yeah, not my protagonist.
Very much. I will make a Twitter account just to post that.
Not my protagonist. Yellow.
Yes, my little Twilight has far more power than she could ever imagine. Somehow it's attracted to her. Wrong it's again. This time the other way around.
Wow.
Yeah.
What? Oh, whatever. Much like myself and Luna, she just needs to learn to control it.
Smiling fondly.
I think I will have to keep a closer eye on her from now on.
Yep.
The human came around the table, giving the large mare a hug. Yeah, that's what you
Don't
probably
touch
should've done.
her. Don't touch her, motherfucker.
If you were anybody else, that would have been the right thing to do.
Yeah, if you weren't you.
And if there's anyone out there who still has the slightest shred of pity for Drax, this next line.
Oh. We've both been through hell, so maybe this is our heaven after all.
Fuck you.
You.
Fuck you. You haven't been through anything like that.
Yeah. You had a boring, sub-average life, and one day you just woke up in My Little Pony, and that is the reward you get after all of the trials
All
and
of the
struggles
trials and
of
errors.
your
All the
life.
hard
You know,
things you said.
comparable to this woman who went through mental illness, physical handicap, and emotional and sexual and physical abuse.
Yep.
I know
Holy crap.
I have to restate it again. Like, never have you said what you had to do. All you've been like is like, yeah, humans suck. Humans always persecute other people.
and again, if you-
humans always blah blah blah.
And again,
you
if
know?
you've been through something really, really horrible, then you should have written it into the story. Because, you're always talking about how, this isn't me, this is just a character. Well, what has this character gone through that's comparable to that? Because all he's talked about doing in the old world is watching videos on YouTube and getting drunk.
I think the most he's ever mentioned is getting persecuted for maybe being a furry or something like
or
that.
people
Or-
or people
yeah.
making fun of him. Everyone gets made fun of at some point. But this, like you
Dude,
said, Celestia
we're
went through
making fun of you now. Listen to us. We're making fun of you, and no, you don't deserve to wake up in My Little Pony Land and have that be the reward of having to suffer through people reading your story and making fun of you.
You've had a normal life. If I am going to quote the title, Angst much?
Yeah.
You think your normal, boring life is hell. It's not. Learn to stop and smell the roses instead of stomping on them.
Yeah.
He gently wiped away the remaining tears as he hugged her close. Leaning in close, the princess the princess sighed. It was very seldom that she got to be held like this, especially in her role as sun goddess and ruler of the land. And again, if you had somehow any shred of pity or something somewhat positive towards Drax,
The next
end of
thing
this
would
chapter
not happen.
is going to ensure. No. Sniff.
That's just fucking creepy, dude.
You smell good.
No, it's her
That's
doing that.
fucking no. Stop that.
I just told you about how I was sexually abused. Now I
Stop
want to
with your
bone you.
fucking ass musk.
She murmured in a sultry voice, jumping back. Jesus, huh?
Jesus.
Because he's Druid Jesus.
Yeah, he
I was
is
thinking-
Druid Jesus.
I was
I
literally thinking about Druid Jesus, and that's why I called him Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's God.
Well,
He is Druid Jesus, let's be fair.
Yeah, jumping back, Druid Jesus Drax. That's his wrestling name too. He let out an exasperated cry.
Jesus motherfucking hell.
That's some strong profanity. Wow.
Yeah.
Not you two.
That just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, this is needed.
You can't
This
you
is
can't just be
completely
dropping
needed.
F-bombs like that without reason. Like, we have a reason because we're reading about your adventures.
This is needed.
Fuck you. Oh.
Fuck
Princess
Fuck
Celestia let out a laugh, a deep, hearty laugh that spoke of life and experience far beyond his own.
Far beyond his own.
Yeah, far beyond his own vast life experience.
Yeah, of being 40 years old. Shaking his head.
You're fucking with me, aren't you?
Not yet. I mean,
Well, soon.
And then
gotcha.
Merry Christmas.
oh
My tea party laugh.
Oh, Merry
That's
Christmas,
her
That had-
SpongeBob.
that had nothing
Merry
on the-
fucking Christmas.
To quote Purple Eyes WTF, she hasn't hoed like this in years.
Man,
Or I guess he, but
Whatever.
give a fuck. Fuck the story. Why did I let
that's
you
the
guys
end
let me read this?
you know, wait. That chapter was called Revelations. Does that mean it's like the book in the Bible, Revelations?
God,
Was
you know
Drax-
what? I'm having revelations
was Drax-
right now.
was-
This whole
was-
steel donut thing was a mistake.
You know,
I'm
wait,
miserable.
Like, was Drax like the beast of the earth from the book of Revelations?
I mean,
God.
Drax
You
is.
know,
I mean,
you
Drax
made a-
is some sort of very foul beast, but
you made a joke about accidentally calling Drax Jesus, but like, I wouldn't be surprised at this point if he like fucking sacrificed
Likens-
himself or crucified himself or some shit
you
like
know,
that.
you wouldn't be surprised if he actually likens himself to Jesus
I
Christ.
would be surprised if he sacrificed himself, because then he would be doing something for someone else.
Yeah.
Fair
I wouldn't
point.
be surprised if he talked about how he was going to sacrifice himself, or how he had sacrificed himself without ever giving any details, and just talked about
Or
it.
how he is, or how he will sacrifice
Or
himself
how
because he is
willing to
human
sacrifice
and,
himself. But
and
I
humans
don't
are
expect him
trash.
to actually sacrifice himself, because I don't expect him to do anything, because he hasn't done anything. He's just
Well,
complained and talked about
that chapter-
stuff, and he's never fucking done anything.
Well, for those of you who survived through that, know that is the only chapter remaining where he gets that serious. The rest of it will be a lot more lighthearted, but we just had to make it as clear to you as possible. We had to make it as clear as possible how much of a jerk he was.
A good story should start riding the momentum generated, but in Angst Much, we're gonna go back to random ass
7
bullshit.
chapters. We're 9 chapters. We only have 7. We're over halfway through, and nothing has happened.
Like nothing happened.
Like nothing. You know what?
Like nothing
That's what I want to end this on. I want to end this on throwbacks to videos that aren't even on the channel anymore.
Yeah,
Like
'cause
nothing happened, man. Like
Yeah.
nothing happened.
And I'll end this on. See you guys next time in Chapter 10.
Like
Magic
nothing
101.
happened.